A 2-year-old child is brought to your emergency department with respiratory failure. You decide to place an endotracheal tube. Oral or nasal gastric tubes usually follow after intubation to decompress the stomach, but you aren't sure which tube sizes to use in a patient this small. Here's your solution, the 2-3-4 rule. To use this rule, all you need to know is the endotracheal tube size. Once you have it, it's a shortcut to other tube sizes and ET tube depth. There are multiple ways to find the ET tube size. One way is to use the formula for an uncarved tube, which is H/4 plus 4. Now that you have the ET tube size, multiplying by 2 gives you the Foley and gastric tube sizes. Multiplying by 3 gives you the ET tube depth. And multiplying by 4 gives you the correct size for a traditional chest tube. For the 2-year-old patient, the endotracheal tube formula gives you a size of 4.5 millimeters. Once you have the ET tube past the cords, you need to decide how deep to insert it. Using the 2-3-4 rule, 3 times the ET tube size of 4.5 gives you 13.5 centimeter. So you should insert it to 13.5 centimeters, which is measured from the location of the central incisors, like this. We're using the teeth or where the teeth should be because incisor position is more consistent than lips position. Lips might be swollen or injured from trauma and their sizes can be different. Now that the endotracheal tube is placed, you will place a decompression tube in the stomach through the nose or mouth. You may also decide to place a urinary catheter. The ET tube size for a 2-year-old is 4.5. Multiplying by 2 gives you 9 French for the Foley or gastric tube. Generally, these tubes are only available in even numbers, so round down to an 8 French to be more comfortable for the child. Now, let's say the child is also a trauma patient with a hemothorax. You decide to put in a traditional chest tube. To know the size of the chest tube, you multiply the ET tube size by 4. 4.5 multiplied by 4 gives you 18 French. But if you don't have the calculated size available, round down to smaller size. This particular manufacturer does not make size 18, so we will use size 16 instead. Remember, this is for traditional chest tubes. If you are using a pigtail chest tube, it will be smaller. So next time you intubate a pediatric patient, use your ET tube size to figure out the sizes of your other tubes and ET tube depth, using the 2-3-4 rule. ET tube size multiplied by 2 gives you the size for Foley, OG, and NG tubes. Multiplying by 3 will give you the depth of the ET tube. Multiplying by 4 gives the chest tube size.